What's going on, guys? Your boy Uchi, and I just wanted to quick make this review video on the latest Boruto chapter. Might seem a little bit random because I haven't done a Boruto chapter, I don't think, ever on this channel or talked about Boruto in a while. But I did just get finished reading it, and I did want to get my thoughts on it and get a conversation going because I think that this manga is absolutely fire. So pretty much Boruto is now currently at chapter 34, and the next one won't won't debut until chapter 35 in June. So June, mark your calendars, they're taking a break off in May, probably because of Golden Week, that's just my guess. And that's when it will return. Now, as far as this chapter goes this time around, the chapter was actually held double because they just got off of a really cool fight with Naruto. Yes, Naruto was involved. Had a super giant Rasengan, if I'm getting that right, and took out their opponent from Kata, I think the group is called, and basically he takes her out. We pretty much thought she was dead, but ends up she tries to go for a suicide destruction thing, and we think that she's done. However, realistically she's not, and because of that there was a little like camera bird eye view type device that was watching the fight, and it went back to their base presumably, and then from there it goes into some contraption, and then the contraption basically brings out another body of hers. So the way these characters from Kata are coming off, like they all seem to be all manufactured, like they're all some type of the clones or some type of weird system going on in that group. And if that is any indication, I am assuming and gonna take a guess here that a lot of the other members of the same clan group have that kind of same access to, if they ever get defeated, as long as they can get back to base, or what if that vision thing is watching them, then they have access to another body that is readily available for them back at their base. Now we do see a couple new characters while we're in this base, one of them being named Boro, another one being named Code. Code kind of looked like he should have been in Black Clover. That's just me, but he did have that kind of look to him in my opinion. We did see one of the scientists that was in Kata, and then another character whose name I'm kind of blanking on right now, but basically came at this chick and was saying like, oh, like if you think you're gonna defeat him, like Naruto, you're gonna have to try a lot harder than that. She had a short temper and she pretty much tried to swing at him with an attack that she did, but obviously the dude just didn't get fazed by it at all. We go back to the village and we're seeing more scenes with Kawaki, Naruto, and Boruto, and more of the relationship being formed between Naruto and Kawaki. Now the funny part is that Kawaki is being really highly taken care of by Naruto, and obviously specifically having to do solely on the fact that he's got to keep his eye on him. And because of that, he already had moved into the house, so now that his arm was pretty much decapitated, he had a prosthetic arm, they're gonna do like this prosthetic procedure on him to give him, like, you know, a new arm for the time being. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to use it or do anything with it unless the arm was bound to him with Naruto's chakra. So of course this adds another developing situation between, you know, the relationship that Naruto is forming with Kawaki, while Boruto is there kind of on the side just chilling. It's like you almost forget that this is a manga about Boruto, but of course this is also to set up the entirety of how the backlash, you know, ensues, because we obviously got teased with that right at the beginning of this whole series. You know, Kawaki ultimately takes out Naruto, so we can't forget that. But this is, you know, obviously to build all of that up, so that way when it actually happens, it really does hit us in the feels, no matter if, depending on if he kills him or just like really takes him down pretty bad. Now the one thing I do want to note here is that Kawaki, like I said, is being more of like a son to Naruto, and obviously Naruto already has a son. He actually has 2 children, and the fact that he's going out of his way to basically bind some chakra to this prosthetic hand is essentially, Naruto put it, that it is like the same type of thing in comparison to when he has a doppelganger. When he has a shadow clone now, you know, Naruto is filled with immense amount of chakra, so to him he compared it like it's just like, you know, having my clones go about and do what they're doing. So as long as he's awake, he will be able to have full functionality of his arm, which is pretty dope. And even Kawaki was like, why are you doing all this for me? And Naruto did admit that, you know, he sees a lot of himself in Kawaki, which is actually kind of interesting, which leads to me to my next point, is that I think it's also kind of weird in a way, but also shows the maturity in Boruto, that Boruto is actually not really showing any signs of jealousy outside of him thinking that his arm looks really cool, that he's almost jealous. But you know, Kawaki was quick to like kind of shut that down. It's like, do you want me to just obliterate your arm too? So that was kind of put to rest super fast. You also get like a little section where they show that Kawaki is befriending the other shinobi alongside Boruto's little group of friends there. They're getting him into the card game, and his first pack he pulls a 4th Hokage, which to him he was like, I'm not really interested in this, it's not really exciting for me. But Naruto, excuse me, Boruto was like, damn it man, I got another dad, aka the 7th Hokage. So naturally Boruto wasn't as excited, but Kawaki immediately offered him a trade. And why? And that's because he's really actually growing fonder of Naruto. He's entrusting him more. As a matter of fact, I have to rewind for a second, Kawaki actually asked Naruto if he could train with him so that he could raise him, you know, to be, I guess, a better ninja. And again, this is another part where you would think that Boruto would probably kind of try to get jealous, but honestly Boruto's actually handling this really well. And I was like kind of thrown off. I was expecting some kind of setup, but when he traded him the Boruto card, or the Naruto card with the 4th Hokage card, Boruto was super happy that he finally got a new card that wasn't his dad, because I'm sure he has a bunch of those already, and it has no meaning to him, or it doesn't have as much meaning to him, I should say, as Kawaki. Because again, Kawaki is forming this new kind of father-son relationship with Naruto, while Boruto's already got his dad. That's his dad, so he's chilling the entire time. However, he looks at the card and he realizes, he's like, Hokage, huh? So this is kind of like a foreshadow to me, also showing off Sarada in the corner. We all know that Sarada wants to eventually become a Hokage in the future, and this is almost hinting that Kawaki is now interested in becoming Hokage as well. So it's kind of like a whole dynamic where it's like Boruto has no interest, but now it's like a head-to-head competition between both Sarada and Kawaki at who potentially could be the next Hokage once that time comes. So at this point the chapter is kind of wrapping up. We do get some scenes showing Kawaki rebuilding the vase that was broken, that he accidentally broke, that was Himiwari's, and he almost got it down. We see some scenes of him training with Naruto as well, so he's, you know, really going through the motions here, and it seems like he's, you know, doing well for himself. And they do also show some scenes of him playing the card game with Boruto and company. But how they end the chapter is super interesting, and it's a really sick cliffhanger. So Kawaki was about to go out and do something. So the other interesting thing is that Kawaki is literally placed or is next to Naruto while he's sleeping. So, and he was in a chair, so I don't know if he's like sleeping in that same room, definitely not in the same bed, but I'm sure it has something to do with the whole like arm chakra thing, whatever. And as soon as he was about to leave, what stops him is Kurama, aka the Nine-Tailed Fox, and literally stops him in his tracks, and he said like he wants to have a conversation with him. So that's where they leave us off. Overall, I really think the chapter was kind of dope. I think it's really cool. We also did get to see a little bit of Kashin Koji within the chapter. He didn't really have too much of a big role here, but definitely look forward to a video that I'm actually in the process of releasing very, very soon, so stay tuned. It is a certain theory you guys have been waiting on, and I guess I might as well just say it at this point. The Jiraiya theory will be coming very soon. It has a lot to do with Kashin Koji, so definitely look forward to that. But as far as the chapter goes, all he said was that, you know, he's just gonna keep, you know, pretty much an eye on Kawaki and Boruto and Naruto just to see how the whole development unfolds with, you know, that whole situation. So he is still literally in the Leaf Village as we speak right now. The chapter was really good. I'm enjoying where this story is progressing. Now, also another thing that I do want to point out there before I wrap this up is that this arc or this storyline is gonna be going on for quite some time, especially considering that we are around volume 6 now, and this series only comes out once a month. And it has already been confirmed via the staff behind Boruto that they plan on at least making this series as long as around 30 volumes worth of material. So the fact that they're already establishing a relationship with Kawaki so early on, I mean, we're in volume 6, chapter 34 already, and they're already giving us like the dynamic. They're building that relationship with Kawaki, Boruto, Naruto all three of them right here. I mean, who's to say he's gonna build a relationship with another character? Let's say he builds a relationship with Sarada, and then they have a love triangle angle with, you know, Boruto, Sarada, and Kawaki. Like, who would ever thought that would happen? Who knows if before the big event happens that they actually do take some kind of time skip where they do age a little bit and they are, you know, significantly older. I mean, who knows? I think that what we were teased with at the very beginning of this series may not even come around. You know, let's say if we do get 30 volumes, I feel like that jump won't happen until like volume like 26, if that. That's just a guesstimate right now, because the fact that they're already establishing Kawaki's relationship now just tells me that they're really gonna make this whole development like very meaningful and last and have a lot of depth to it. So we kind of obviously have no choice but to wait and see what happens with the story. So again, just as a reminder, this next chapter, chapter 35, won't be coming out in May. It will be coming back in June. Like I said, probably because of Golden Week. You know, that's a celebratory holiday that Japanese culture happens over there in Japan. Everyone has like hella days off. I don't know exactly what they celebrate. That's something that I actually don't know. It's probably like a quick Google search away though, for you guys that are curious as to what exactly Golden Week entails. But as far as the chapter, man, like I said again, super good. I'm loving where the story is going. But enough out of me. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, all of that good stuff. Y'all know how to support your boy in the description. All the links are going to be right in there. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. May the power protect you. And I'll see y'all next time.